Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Life Real Crime Daily for Thursday, November 30th. And I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino.
What's up?
What up? What up?
Last day of November.
Right?
Thirsty Thursday?
Yeah, Thirsty Thursday. For sure.
So is this officially now Christmas time? When do you put when does the line get thrown down?
I'm sure before Black Friday.
Yeah, I'd say it. Most people at Thanksgiving is kind of they get done with Thanksgiving and it's all about Christmas. Yeah. And Christmas is a lovely holiday. It's one of my favorites.
So you're not even through with the turkey leftovers and the focus is on St. Nick.
True that.
That's right.
And Thirsty Thursday. Let's get into some crime time for Thursday. Let's roll it.
Louisiana, Bayou State, and, well, this is more of a Louisiana-Mississippi situation because Natchez, which is right over
I was there last
the line.
I still want to go. I hear the place is beautiful.
Right before you get to Natchez, Route 61 is on the right. Best oysters in the world.
That's the name of the restaurant, Route 61?
Rue, R-U-X.
Oh, Rue 61.
Part of play on the name for that's the base for all gumbos.
How long a drive is that from here?
From here, hour and 20 minutes.
That's all.
It's a destination.
Yeah.
So I got to take my dad. Was it last weekend or last Thursday? Yeah, we could go today. This episode is being released. We go just for the oysters, which is crazy that you got to go to Natchez, Mississippi to get those kind of oysters. But they have a branch of that restaurant here in Baton Rouge. It's just not the same.
Natchez, beautiful area. The problem is the business there is, it's just a dead town, I guess.
One of the oldest cities in the United States of America.
Yeah.
What was it when it was vibrant? What
Cotton.
Everything.
Plantations.
The main base. So they have the Natchez Trace that runs all the way up to North Mississippi. They had ex-vice presidents lived up there on that trail. But back in the 1700s, they had you get flyers when you were in Natchez of what kind of places to stay along the route up. Of course, it was horse-drawn days and all that. But, what happened in Natchez under the hill is where Jim Bowie became famous for his knife fight with the big Bowie knife. And anyway, that was the under the hill was straight up pirate time.
Yep.
Anyway,
I get these solicitations. There are these beautiful old homes there that are being sold unbelievably cheaply, and I'm wondering, why are they so cheap?
I drove up. We're 15 minutes early before they opened, and I took my dad and just one more time to show him all the big old plantations.
And those older homes like that, they're gorgeous, but they are upkeep city.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you better have about $50,000 in the bank for repairs every year.
More than that.
Yeah. So Mike would have no problem with that. Me and Woody.
I don't repair stuff.
How much of a genius are you to start the Drizzly app?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I wish I'd have thought of that.
I had the thought. I just didn't act on it.
Yeah, right.
You
never get to do WI again.
Yeah, I'm like,
especially because
someone would
those
give
drivers
my alcohol for me.
Right.
Those drivers go the thing they do that the other, like if you are getting food or you're using the food one, that's the food one.
There's a bunch of DoorDash, Uber Eats.
No, but the one that shops like a supermarket for you.
Now. They go to even I know I used with the one you're talking about when I had my apartment in Dallas, but now even Uber
Instacart
Eats
was the one I was thinking of.
They will go to the grocery store for you too.
Right, but they will send you 5 different notices that this thing you wanted isn't there. Is this thing okay as a substitute? Is this thing okay as a substitute? Where Drizzly, they will find the frickin' thing you want. Yeah. When I wanted not a rare, but I haven't seen it here, a bottle of wine, they went to one store to get that bottle of wine and a different store to get the other stuff we needed. And so exactly what you order, you get.
Delivered.
Was it Mayonnaise Chevets?
It was, Jim, and I'm a big man of Chevets. It was that and some Mad Dog 2020. They had to get in a separate place. And
Cisco.
I didn't know they weren't selling Colt 45 in Louisiana, so we had to go north of the state line to get the Colt.
Well, let me get to our first story about this wanted man from Louisiana. He was arrested in Natchez after stealing a car in Louisiana that had a baby in it and evading a traffic stop. According to Adams County Sheriff Travis Patton, the man was wanted for 4 days before his arrest Wednesday. Sheriff Patton said Jonathan White, 29, stole a 2019 red Honda in Donaldsonville, Louisiana.
Way down south.
Way down south with a 3-month-old baby inside that vehicle. State troopers then initiated a traffic stop, but White kept on driving. That sparked a police chase. Patton said that because of White's erratic driving, multiple agencies were called to help locate the suspect. The 29-year-old eventually drove into Natchez, where he took refuge at a family member's home located on Maple Street. He was arrested at that home Wednesday afternoon, and the car was also recovered. White faces at least 6 charges, including resisting arrest, child endangerment, and aggravated flight. The suspect is being held in the Adams County Jail, and he is awaiting transport back to Louisiana and actually has been transported back. He waived his extradition rights on that deal. And Patton says the baby is safe with his mother in Louisiana.
Wow, that's great.
Now, I did some digging into this because it wasn't real specific as to was he related to this baby or did he just steal the car? Because according to everything I read, he had done this 4 days prior. He had stolen this car 4 days prior to his capture and was kind of hiding out at his at a family member's house. So it made me think maybe this was an estranged father, something of that nature, but it's never really specific. None of the articles I found really said if there was a relation or not to that baby. It drove me nuts looking.
Crazy, though. Cases I worked like that, when they realized there was a baby in the car, they put him out. You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's a quick way to get caught.
Yeah,
when that just ups your charges.
Probably the reason they called off the pursuit because they knew there was a baby in the car. But
at least they weren't crazy enough to harm the baby. I mean, mama took care of the baby.
Yeah, it says that baby and mama are back together and doing fine.
Good, that's good. Good to hear that. Let me take you to another story, and y'all. I'm going to go ahead and apologize for the names ahead of time, but an Indian man has been arrested for killing his wife and 2-year-old daughter by releasing a venomous cobra into the room. Yeah, I guess now I'm on the cobra list. But the incident took place in Agovino, a village in the state of Odisha. The 25-year-old man, identified as Ganesh Patra, was having a marital dispute with his wife, Basanti Patra, who was 23. They married in 2020 and had a daughter named Basmita. According to NDTV, the husband bought the cobra from a snake charmer, saying he would use it for religious purposes. And on October 6th, Ganesh released the snake from a plastic jar in the room where his wife and daughter slept. They were both found dead with snake bites the next morning, while the father claims to have slept in another room. Ganesh told his neighbors that a snake entered his house and bit his wife and child. Well, the villagers killed the snake and rushed the mother and daughter to a nearby hospital where they were declared dead. Ganesh lodged a complaint with police and a case of unnatural death was registered, and the superintendent of police said Ganesh's father-in-law accused him of murder. Ganesh was arrested a month after the incident. Suspicion began to grow about the circumstances of the death, and police questioned the snake charmers in the local area. Ganesh initially denied the accusations, but eventually admitted his crimes under interrogation. The accused was arrested a month after the incident, as there was some delay in gathering evidence against him. Meanwhile, we also received the postmortem report and clearly indicating that the death of the mother and daughter duo had occurred during late October 6th at night. This raised suspicion about how could the reptile remain in the same room till morning, several hours after biting the duo. But during the interrogation, he initially denied the allegation and later claimed that the snake might have entered the room on its own. But eventually, he confessed to committing the crime.
Dang.
I wonder what their interrogation techniques are.
Take out a Cobra and tell us what you did.
I'm not making light of it.
That's high on the list of horrible ways to go.
Yeah, you got to be bitten several times too, right?
And they don't say how many times they were bitten, but
Cobra ain't
what a
no
fuck
joke,
stick,
man.
right?
Yeah.
You think they were going to talk to the local snake charmers?
Yeah.
That's what I would have done. I'm assuming that's in India or somewhere like that.
well, and actually seems like something that you could probably get like that guy cracked, but if a snake could get into a house, and there are a number of ways a snake could get into a house, it got into the bedroom. I mean, it wasn't a horrible murder plan.
No, well, yeah.
I mean, not recommending, Cobras.
It's a perfect murder. I mean, it's not. I'm pretty sure there's.
And he was
Cobras don't run around just everywhere. They were like cotton mouse here. I mean, they were like, let's find out if he ever bought a Cobra.
He was a snake charmer?
Ding, ding. No, he bought it from a snake charmer.
Oh.
The ones that play the flutes, make it come
Oh,
out
yeah.
with the barrel.
I've met some snake charmers in my time.
I saw some video the other day
Python charmers.
on I think it was on Instagram, and there's a woman, she's on a blanket, and you see the king cobra, and it's about 20, 30 feet away from her, and the thing just comes fast as hell at her, and she just goes like that, sticks her arm up, lightning speed, and grabs the thing around the neck just as it's about to strike her.
Wow. One thing Woody Overton will never do.
I don't think you want to try that a few times. But
Cobra, you don't play with no Cobra.
Yeah, that was kind of bad.
I don't play with snakes, period.
Yeah.
Some breeds excluded.
All those people got killed.
Yes, we are.
Yes, and God, we go from one strange story from another side of the world to another strange story from that side of the world. A girl age 18 was sentenced to death by village elders and executed by her own family in what's known as a, quote, honor killing after she was seen dancing with boys in a social media video. This all happened in Pakistan. An 18-year-old girl was allegedly killed by her own family after being sentenced to death by village elders for dancing with a boy in a viral social video. The killing on Sunday in the village of Broussard, take that place out of any of your future vacation plans, in Pakistan's mountainous Khuzestan region, is being investigated by Pakistani police as a potential honor killing. A friend who also appeared in the apparently edited viral footage was sentenced to death as well, but was rescued by police before their death could be carried out. Masood Khan, deputy superintendent of police in the Kolai Palace district, said they shot dead one of them while police rescued the second one. We have launched an investigation to trace those who killed the girl and who either advised or convened a jirga, which is Jirga, which is the village elders. It's known as a jirga, and sentenced her to death. So the jirga is like a meeting of the village elders to hold like a court where they decide whether somebody should be put to death or not. He added that nobody was above the law and that all of those involved in the brutal killing would be brought to justice. The second girl, who was rescued by police, expected threats to her life. She was returned home with her father soon after, as a senior civil judge ruled that her life was not in any danger. The boy who appeared in the videos, the two boys who also appear in the videos, have gone into hiding, fearing reprisals. Per local tradition, the jirga declared those who appeared in the images circulated on social media as, quote, chor, which means thieves, and issued a decree for their killing. Every year, hundreds of women in Muslim Pakistan are victims of honor killings carried out by relatives professing to be acting in defense of a family's honor. Dr. Farfanza Bari, a human rights activist, told GOTV of her concern for the safety of the second girl. She believed that she would likely be murdered sooner or later and remains under serious threat, continuing that she has probably been misguided by her family. So she's saying, well, the family, if it's an honor killing, it's the family that's supposed to kill her. They took her back in. She's not safe. Knowing the kind of mindset that exists in the area, I think this girl will be killed. The caretaker chief minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, Syed Irshad Hussein Shah, said he had ordered police to arrest those responsible. We are investigating, Khan said, adding that male relatives of the young woman were believed to be involved in the killing. As public images of women are considered taboo in the area, such killings are often carried out over perceived offenses such as elopement, fraternization with men outside of marriage, or other infractions of religious and cultural values on female modesty, despite campaigns by rights groups and tighter laws. Last year, an appeals court acquitted the brother of a social media star, Quandil Balak, of her murder, a 2016 killing that sparked national outrage, and there have been other incidents. This investigation is ongoing, and so far, no arrests have been made. A jirga that decides whether an honor killing needs to be done.
Look, that stuff still goes on in a lot of these
different cultures,
countries.
right?
Yeah.
That's what they do. I don't know.
They'll stone you to death for certain things in some countries.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
A traffic stop has led to the arrest in a years-old unsolved murder of a woman and her unborn child. Jose Eduardo Dominguez Garcia, 26, was pulled over shortly after midnight on November 23rd when an automated license plate reader indicated that the red Ford Fusion he was driving northeast of Kansas City, Missouri was stolen. The driver reportedly had a number of fake IDs on his person and gave the officer several different names. Ultimately, police identified him as Jose Eduardo Dominguez Garcia, 26, who was wanted on first-degree murder, murder of an unborn child, and hiding a corpse charges in Missouri's Chippewa County. Wow. Dominguez Garcia was issued those charges on December 21st, 2021, after a dark-haired pregnant corpse recovered a year earlier in an abandoned farmhouse in Wheaton was positively identified as Rosalie Cindy Shavara Rodriguez, 24. An informant reportedly told officers about the body's location during a drug investigation. The corpse, found hidden in a purple suitcase on an abandoned property in 2020, was found wearing a shirt that read Spreecher's Restaurant and Pub. Staff at the restaurant told police that Shavira Rodriguez had worked there as a pantry cook for 2 weeks and was last seen there on July 2nd before she stopped showing up for work. And ultimately, the corpse was found. Dominguez Garcia also worked at the restaurant, and he reportedly picked her last paycheck up for her on July 23rd of that year. In an interview with Reedsburg Police Department that year, Dominguez Garcia told detectives he had broken up with Rodriguez on July 4th after he had learned she had been cheating on him. Oh, that's what detectives would call a clue. He said he knew the woman was pregnant and that she had told him the unborn child's father was a different man. Investigators found Dominguez Garcia's abandoned 2003 Jetta in the Wisconsin area in 2020, and in the trunk they noted fluids indicating a decaying body may have been stored there at one point. And so how do they note that? Do they use the spray, or is it just from smell?
Just the smell, and then they bring in a cadaver dog to confirm this.
Gotcha.
Decom.
Okay, well, surveillance footage also captured the same car along a highway in the area where the woman's body was uncovered. Rodriguez's ex-husband had reported her missing on July 21st, and Dominguez Garcia is currently behind bars at the Clay County Detention Center in Liberty, Missouri. It's unclear when he will be extradited to Wisconsin to face the charges against him. So 3 years old of a case, and a traffic stop leads to possibly solving this thing.
Good for them.
And it also shows you, we talk about this a lot on this show, but these traffic stops, you never know who you're pulling over.
Absolutely.
Right?
Never have any idea. And if you think you do, it's when you're going to get killed. So that was a good job on them. And I actually have stayed in Liberty on my way to Wisconsin. And I guess he'll be going to be in the, what would you call it, the brother to the sister prison of show business, right?
Yeah.
So,
he may get a new friend.
Right. They don't have the death penalty, obviously. But sounds like he deserves it. So going back to the state of Florida. And a Florida man was arrested and charged with murder after confessing to police early Saturday morning that he killed his brother. And this all happened in the city of Largo, which we all know is located in
Pinellas County.
Pinellas County, where the shows just can't get away from. Largo police responded at about 12:47 a.m. to a home on 3rd Street in the city of Largo after Joshua Robert Brinkley made concerning statements to acquaintances, according to the news. Officers arrived at the scene to find Brinkley leaving his home in his car, but after noticing the officers, Brinkley stopped, exited the vehicle, put his hands in the air, and said, "I just killed my brother in my house." A welfare check on the home was conducted, and officers discovered the victim dead with visible gunshot wounds inside the home. The identity of the victim was not made publicly available because of the Marsy's Law, which grants protective rights to a victim of a crime. Brinkley was arrested and transported to the Largo Police Department, where he kicked the detective. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got his ass beat. Police said the detective suffered a soft tissue injuries to his groin as a result of Brinkley's attack. And so he kicked him in the nuts.
Yeah.
According to the
That
police.
tissue's not exactly soft. There's some harder spots.
But you don't want to get kicked there. According to police, Brinkley was charged with murder in the first degree and battery on a law enforcement officer. Police said the murder was an isolated incident and the public's not in danger, and Brinkley was taken to our favorite place, Pinellas County Jail. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they skull drug him.
I mean, you can't think
Hit him against every bar.
You're going to get away on that kick. I mean, it's
you
just
got out and get best to it, and I'm just going to kick you in the nuts. Kick him in the nuts. Yeah.
Or how do you say, Jim? The growing?
The groin.
Right.
The growing, right?
The growing.
Kick him in the groin.
I don't think anything's going to be growing there for a while.
Yeah. Well, shame on him.
You ever been kicked in the nuts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it
I
sucks.
don't like
Man.
anybody touch my nuts unsolicited.
Yeah. Usually it's
I mean,
like
look,
a
like
set-in
when you're in high
pain,
school
too.
and guys run around and thump each other in the nuts, you did that shit to me, I punched you. In the
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a set-in pain. It takes like
Yeah,
3 seconds before you
sometimes
realize.
you don't realize you get hit and you're like,
Did that?
oh, is it going to hurt? Is it going to hurt?
And it's a really weird because it travels too. It's not just a spot.
It's bad, ladies.
it
I know
moves.
y'all. It's like a migraine. Everybody knows what it is, but unless you have one, you don't really get it.
That's right.
When we were kids playing sports, we always had to wear a cup. You guys always have to wear a cup playing football.
Yep.
Even baseball, if you're playing catcher or shortstop, whatever. These days, none of these kids are wearing cups.
Yeah, that's on them. I'm glad I have mine.
I don't know how the heck they survive without getting nailed there.
I don't know why they'd want to not wear a cup.
Well, I hate it. It's really
Well, it's not
constricting,
comfortable,
and you get rashes, and
Yeah,
I mean
it's less painful than getting hit in
sucks.
the nuts with a ball.
For sure.
Hey, you got that right. Yeah.
But there are, if you're a hockey goalie or you're a catcher in baseball, I mean, there's certain things you just absolutely have to have one. But chances are, if you're playing, center field in baseball, you're not going to need, but there's that 1 in a million, and you don't want that. Well, we're going to talk about an attempted robbery. Well, an attempted steal, or maybe just joking about a steal, but we're taking it seriously here. And that is supermodel Veronica Rajek had the audacity to call Travis Kelce a hunk and mention that she'd like to steal him from a lady named Taylor Swift. The model and influencer Veronica Rajek watched from the stands as Travis Kelce's Chiefs beat the Raiders in Las Vegas on Sunday and saw exactly what Taylor Swift sees in the NFL star. Kelce became the fastest tight end in NFL history to pass 11,000 yards as Kansas City came back from a 14-0 deficit to defeat the Raiders in Vegas. Rajek was cheering the Raiders on, but the 27-year-old said on Instagram that Kelce, quote, stole the show in her eyes. Las Vegas did their best, but the Chiefs played awesomely. She wrote, I have to admit, Kelce is such a great player and a hunk as well. She added, I get you, Taylor, road less taken. I guess that's a reference to some song of Taylor Swift's that is about an impending breakup. So she's suggesting that those two are going to be broken up. And if I were Taylor, I'd be a little bit concerned about this. Showing these guys a picture of Rajek.
Yeah, wow.
Who, guys, they say Taylor Swift is worth $1.1 billion.
Exactly.
Okay, she's worth $1.1 billion.
Is she worth that much?
Yeah,
Jesus
worth $1.1 billion.
Christ.
Kelce on his own is worth $40 million, right? Which isn't chump change. And Veronica is a Slovakian model and content creator who has 3.4 million followers on Instagram, but has a net worth of less than $1 million. So if either of you were Travis, 1.1 billion on one side and the Slovakian beauty on the other.
What's that Taylor Swift? I just don't. Taylor Swift's not attractive.
she's not my type.
Yeah, that's 0 for 3.
But I mean, I'm not a whore for just chase Taylor for the 1.1, do you?
And I don't think he is either. I think he's legitimate in that, and they must have some things in common and all that. And
shit. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. Insurance commercials.
Oh, he's got a shitload. He's got a shitload going on. But I mean, when this is another just.
Well, she's super.
She'd be embarrassed if Taylor Swift sends some goons and beat that ass. Then it'd be a crime.
Well, that might happen if we find out that this woman has been injured in Slovakia. We'll know just how deep the reach of Taylor Swift is. But be on the lookout.
Fortunately,
rumors are swirling.
I'm fluent in Slovakian.
Are you?
Yep.
You just give us one. Did you learn it on rosettastone.com/today?
Actually, I'm going to start taking Slovakian.
I know
now.
she speaks your language.
She does.
So there you are.
She does.
I'm not
Language you love. Yeah. All right. Well, shout out to Slovakia or Slovakian fans.
We have six listeners there.
All right, we're going to go to Tennessee from that area of the world, and we're going to tell you about just a horrible human being in general. A Tennessee man is accused of raping more than 50 women and girls and filming the sexual assaults. He was captured in Florida after being on the run for 34 days. So this guy has been on the run for over a month, and he is basically a serial rapist.
Yep.
50 women.
God.
Sean Williams, 52, was arrested Tuesday near a 7-Eleven south of Clearwater.
Oh, no.
In Pinellas County.
Pinellas County. There we go.
That's right. At
least they got him.
That's right. At least they got him. After a clerk in a store recognized the fugitive because of his tattoo.
Right.
U.S. Marshal David Jolly said that authorities using a canine were able to track Williams down after he was spotted in the store. He made his way from North Carolina down to Pinellas County, and the night he walked into the 7-Eleven, a clerk recognized him and called the police. How about that?
Crazy.
Alert, someone being very alert and smart and a lot of times it's just acting on these hunches. It kind of looks like him. Right. That kind of thing.
Check him out. If he's innocent, he won't mind.
That's right. So they call the police, and the police were able to move in on him and take him into custody. He was hiding somewhere close by the store, Jolly said. Williams had been previously spotted in Greenville, North Carolina. That was on November 16th. The clerk, Tasha Baumgarter, said a deputy showed her a blurry photo of Williams earlier in the day.
Wow.
How about that?
That's crazy.
So it's still fresh in her mind, right? So when he walks in, I asked my coworker, I was like, is that him? And he was like, I don't think so. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I felt weird about it, she said. So I rang him up. He bought a hot dog. And then I went outside and I followed him, like sort of around the corner to see where he was going. And he disappeared. And it was weird to me. Sixth sense, right?
Right.
So then I was scrolling through Facebook and a photo of him popped up, a better one, and his tattoo on his arm. I recognized the tattoo. Wow. So that's when I called police and told them he was just in my store. I know he was because I recognized that tattoo. Williams of Johnson City escaped federal custody on October 18th while being transported from Kentucky to federal court. He faces 3 counts of child rape and 20 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, as well as a number of drug charges in that area. The charges stem from his arrest last April when police detained him on suspicion he was dealing drugs on campus. A search of his vehicle uncovered cocaine, meth, and thousands of dollars in cash. One of his electronic devices police found contained hundreds of images and videos that appeared to show him raping 50 women and girls, many of whom were unconscious. Williams was pled not guilty and has a 2024 court date. And look, real quick, I want to thank listener Miriam Gates who sent me this story.
Thanks,
I wonder what the tattoo was. And the other thing you always hear me say, as important for the sexual deviant to commit the crime is to record it in some way. Yeah, but thank you, Miriam, for sending this story.
I mean, an unbelievable
It really is.
hero that woman is. I mean,
Chain of events on that one.
Stop raping people.
Man, sometimes things are just meant to be and everything lined up in that for this guy to get caught. But the fact she was showed the picture the same day, she went on Facebook and saw a tattoo, it just popped up. I don't believe in coincidences.
no, she's like, she watches Dateline with a notebook on Friday nights. I mean, that's, she's on it.
Yeah.
And it paid off. She probably saved,
Good one.
a number of people there.
100%.
Another residence for the Pinellas County Jail. So, y'all, I'll take you to Hot Atlanta. And
Hotlanta.
there is a man accused of killing a Subway employee and injuring another over a dispute about mayonnaise on his sandwich. And it's been denied bond more than 1 year after the deadly shooting. According to the court documents, Melvin Williams will remain behind bars while he awaits trial, which hadn't been scheduled. Williams is accused of shooting and killing Brittany Macon in June of 2022 and injuring her co-worker, Jada Statham, over an alleged argument about condiments on a sandwich. Believe it or not, it was about too much mayonnaise on a sandwich, the store owner, Willie Glenn, told the News. He decided to escalate the situation from there, and that's when all hell broke loose. Williams is charged with murder, ag assault with a deadly weapon, third-degree cruelty to children, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Statham's 5-year-old son was also in the Subway store and witnessed the shooting. Williams was out on bond on unrelated charges when the shooting occurred. It is unclear if Williams has retained an attorney to speak on his behalf.
I remember when you did this story, like right when we first started, and we couldn't believe. It's still hard to believe that the amount of mayonnaise on a sandwich could provoke this. But officers in Downey, California, arrested a man and woman on Tuesday accused of having a warehouse filled with $9.5 million of goods they allegedly stole from big box retailers. Pay attention, you two. I got a little quiz coming up for you. The California Highway Patrol arrested Manuel Alfredo Rovalorio and Alondra Ramirez Cuevas after raiding multiple locations tied to their organized cargo theft ring. We don't get a lot of stories involving the California Highway Patrol, also known as CHIPS. Can you guys name the on-screen character names of
Punch.
the partners in the 1977 to 1983 TV series CHIPS?
I'm off the record on names. OCD Black.
Well, he took the easy ones, the harder one. So, yes, Ponch, who would have been Frank or Francis Poncherello, and Jonathan Baker was the other guy. Anybody with names on who played those two?
Negative.
Ponch was Eric Estrada. Can't remember the guy.
Very good. Larry Wilcox was the other one. For extra credit, can you name the actors that played Ponch and Baker in the 2017 CHIPS movie?
No.
Really?
I don't know.
Okay, which, as an aside, is
him.
the greatest 19% Rotten Tomatoes movie of all time. In my opinion, that's Michael Pena and Dax Shepard that played the two in that movie. But back to the story. During the searches, officers recovered items stolen from over a dozen big box retailers in Southern Cal. The goods ranged from shoes, clothing, electronics, even perishables. While the companies estimated about $9.5 million in stolen goods, they are still calculating the final total. Rovalorio was connected to a similar raid where officers recovered $9 million in stolen property from him back in February of this year. So $18.5 million of big box retail stuff stolen this year by this guy.
Look, one of the main causes of price hikes are theft. And every time one of these jackasses decides they're going to shoplift, and of course, it's all the little one. You know, you very rarely see this much on one
18.
couple, but you know, those little $20 wrenches that you steal from Home Depot, that's why they go up $1 every year. They're going to make up for this stuff and other causes, but theft is a big part.
Your $18 Big Mac meal, courtesy of
Dollar General store yesterday, and they have like the medicines locked up.
Yeah.
A fucking Dollar General store.
They had like the cough syrup and stuff? Really?
All the medicines locked up.
Wow.
So I went to the pharmacy.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Because I wasn't waiting for 14 fucking hours for somebody.
And I mean, these retailers are just doing what they can. You know, people get pissed at because they got to wait to get deodorant out or whatever. But look, these people are sick of getting stolen from. Man.
Fuck the thieves.
Yeah. So even though the records on Black Friday and was huge, it wasn't. It was the most mobile Black Friday ever. Like 54% of the purchases were made by phones. So the malls were not packed. The stores were not packed for a lot of these reasons. It's gonna
convenience plays a part. Wanting to fight the crowds, and we didn't have these options 10 years ago. You were fighting the crowds, or you just didn't get the Nintendo. Hey, like that Nintendo. That's probably 20 years ago.
Nintendo is that
30 years ago?
They still have Nintendo.
Yeah,
Cabbage Patch sauce.
Cabbage. Ooh, yeah, those were a big deal. Anyway, good story.
Turbo Man. Bad Schwarzenegger reference.
Time for my turbo.
Take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
Transformers. Voltron. Anyway, let's get to
Stretch Armstrong was an all-time great toy because you couldn't kill it.
I had one.
You couldn't break it as a kid.
But I had to rip it open to see what was inside. It was blue gel.
Was it really? I tried to.
Did you have one of the big ones? Do it. Yeah, they had like a 2 foot tall Stretch Armstrong. You could make them like 3.5 feet tall.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty cool.
The anatomically correct one you had?
Before we get into this Mile High Crime, now that my brain's spinning, what was your favorite Christmas gift when you were a kid? Like out of all your toys?
But it depended on what age. But when I was younger than that age,
10,
I loved Weeble Wobbles.
Yeah, I remember Weeble Wobbles.
I had the Weeble Wobble treehouse where you get high to do that. Weeble Wobbles don't fall down. I like anything Star Wars. And when I was
Oh, you about to get to that, Mike.
Probably my Playboy subscription that my dad got me when I was 8.
When you were 8?
When I was 8.
Damn, you started early, Michael.
No, just kidding. I don't know. It might have been Stretch Armstrong. I loved Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah,
but you had to keep getting that because it would break inside of a year. So you had to get one of those every couple of years while Stretch lasted. Well, I didn't decide to do an autopsy on him like Woody did, but he lasted for years.
G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu Grip.
Yeah, those are good too.
I think Teddy Ruxpin was like the all-time.
Yeah.
Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah, I remember that. Mine would be the Millennium Falcon.
Yes, I had that.
I had the actual Millennium Falcon.
Had a hiding spot in it.
Yep. And probably tied with Castle Grayskull. I got Castle Grayskull.
Oh, God,
He-Man
really?
when I was that was fun.
He-Man. I always liked the bad guy. Who was Skeletor, right?
Yep.
That was a great villain.
Right, Mile High.
All right, we're going. We're not going far from home here, and that is New Orleans. And a man has been captured after after attempting a New Orleans tarmac hatch escape, and a dramatic runway struggle was actually caught on video. So guess what we're going to put on the Facebook? Airport workers tackled a man who authorities say popped open an emergency escape hatch on a Southwest Airlines flight Sunday, climbed out onto the wing, and was tackled on the tarmac at Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport. The video clip circulating online shows confused fellow passengers discussing the incident as they deplane, and then shows the man struggling with baggage workers outside a pickup truck below the terminal. There he is. Oh, my God. There he is, a surprised traveler can be heard saying as chaos plays out. Airport workers wrestled the man to the ground near the open passenger side door, then pinned him down. According to a pair of TikTok videos shared by a passenger of the plane, travelers panicked that he may have put an object down before leaving through the hatch. An airport spokesman described the incident as an unauthorized deplaning. That
does describe it.
Jesus Christ. That's about as political as you can get on describing it. Unauthorized deplaning, and that the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office responded. However, the man was taken to the hospital for eval and had not been arrested or charged with a crime as of Monday morning. So how the heck that has happened?
Coroner's evaluation is probably
a
little cray-cray.
Yeah, maybe so. There was an incident in which a passenger, this is the statement, there was an incident in which a passenger opened the emergency exit, got onto the wing while the plane was still in the skyway, and had not pushed back. The plane was not moving at the time. He was caught on the tarmac and transported to the local hospital for eval. There have been no criminal charges at this time. However, the investigation has been referred to federal authorities. The passenger was not arrested, and his identity has not been released.
Okay. I mean, he's got to be arrested.
You would think.
Not if he's found to be
crazy,
legally incompetent, right? Which they're going to.
He just thought, I guess
Maybe
the plane was stopped,
a Captain Kirk Twilight Zone experience.
Right.
But if people saw him put something down, I bet people were panicking on that freaking plane that there was a bomb in there.
Any kind of anybody doing anything out of the ordinary, I'm gonna freak out on the plane. You know, not cool. But anyway, Mile High crime for today. Unauthorized deplaning.
You can now take off that belt
It's
and
crazy.
move freely around the cabin.
Here it comes. No pun intended.
Thursday's no pun intended.
Kinky Crime Thursday, and this is a humdinger, y'all. So we're going to go to a beach in Georgia, and a woman who was caught using vibrator on a Georgia beach can be seen breaking down in new body cam footage as police handcuff her and march her off the sand. Christina Glick, who was 34 at the time, was approached by the cops after families reported her salacious behavior on Tybee Island Beach. The beachgoer can be seen in the newly released arrest footage denying the intimate moment, claiming she was merely lying down on her towel. When police asked to search her bag, she admits to using a vibrator to relax because she was stressed.
Hey, I get it.
And then she added, she said,
stressed.
but look, she said, it only took me 20 seconds to finish.
Dang.
Right? But, then she
don't make
breaks
them like
down as cops slap the handcuffs on her before escorting from the beach. Footage of the encounter has more than 2.5 million views on social media since it emerged. Glick is dressed in a slinky green one-piece swimsuit and holding a water bottle and appears distressed when she is approached by a male and female officer. The woman appears baffled by the accusations, claiming she was just sitting on her towel before them, asking the male officer, "What did I do? What did I do?" He said, apparently you were masturbating on the beach. And looking surprised and a little embarrassed, Glick paused and replied, "Who saw that?" The cop, who does not appear on camera, is then heard telling her, a couple of people. Insisting the allegations run true, Glick muses, "This is one of my buddies. It wasn't one of your buddies. It is a family," the officer replies. "Look," she quipped, "let me show you what I did," she said, moving over to some beach seating nearby while holding her backpack. As she begins to explain her perspective of the incident, the officer can be heard asking to look in her bag. "This is really highly offensive to me," Glick says before finally coming clean, saying, "It is my vibrator. I was sitting on the beach and she paused for asking, "Okay, do I get a ticket?" The cop is heard letting out a chuckle before clarifying, "So you had a vibrator?" "Listen, I was sitting on the water like this," she said while laying down to reenact the incident. "I just put it in there. I was covered up and I just had an orgasm.
Hey,
I'm sorry. I was
it.
just stressed out." The officer said, "I got you. Hang tight for me." The woman continued, I'm sorry. I was in the water." "If no one saw it, they wouldn't have called, right?" the cop responded.
Oh, you
And
got
the
a
next
point.
Glick starts to plead, "Please don't do this to me. Are you serious?" "A family saw it. They had kids." "What?" "There was nobody around me," she said as the female officer handcuffed her and escorted her off the beach. In the next clip, the male officer is seen sifting through the woman's backpack, which they placed on the police vehicle only to retrieve the vibrator. "It's a bullet style. That's what they call it," he said. At least she admitted it. She said she had an orgasm on the beach. I mean, if you're going to do something like that, don't get caught. That's all I have to say. One witness said that the beachgoers could hear her moaning when they called the police.
Oh,
She saw her
loud
covered
one.
in a towel in front of her family's tent. The witness told police the entire incident only lasted about 5 minutes before Glick packed up her things and left. She provided police with a video she took of the incident, which showed Glick as she did the deed before looking off to the right as if she spotted one, and she quickly stopped what she was doing. Police said Glick apologized while being booked for the indecent exposure and disorderly conduct, telling officers she didn't think anyone had seen her. And, the worst she can get, y'all, is a 12-month jail sentence or 20 seconds of self-gratification. So, I don't know.
I mean, she was stressed.
Right? There you go.
Hey,
Gotta have it.
needed to relieve that stress.
So what we're going to do for y'all, the video is classic, and you've got to see it. 2.2 million so far have seen it. 2.5 million. So we're gonna post the video in full on the Facebook page. So look for that. But go on, Woody, and hey,
Gotta have it.
you gotta have it, man. I mean, sometimes
I just
you just
searched
stressed.
this thing and ended up on some site I've never seen before.
The bullet.
And all it is masturbation stories. It's like five masturbation stories in a row. 6 university students expelled after shocking video captures them performing group masturbation on a women's volleyball court.
We'll save those for the next Kinky Crime.
Yeah, there you go. So that's your kinky
Crimes
crime.
for Thursday.
Perfect. Miss Glick
It's Glick.
was stressed.
Wow.
You know, all kinds of
Wow. Here you go, Woody, a little gift.
How embarrassing, though. Wow, when if you were doing that, female, and a Cop comes up and says, "Were you masturbating?"
Gloves.
And in that picture, it looked like there was like high growth stuff around her. Like she wasn't just out in the middle
Somebody
of.
saw it or they wouldn't have called it. Yeah.
That's right. That's what Pointy brought up. Somebody had to see it.
It's the same lady who saw the tattoo on the
Right.
on the guy. 'Tis the season for banjos. And the beginning of the season for Santa crimes.
Oh.
So I've got a little bit of a dumb Santa here. And you know what I always say, don't trust a Santa on a motorcycle.
You always say that?
I do. A family was stopping for gas in Columbia, South Carolina, when they noticed an innocuous-looking Santa refueling his motorcycle. He asked if the children wanted to see his stuffed Rudolph riding in the sidecar.
Oh, my gosh.
When the family's 8-year-old daughter came over for a peek, he pushed her into the sidecar and took off. The girl's father chased the kidnapping Santa, who eventually stopped and turned over the uninjured girl. Police later found Santa, whose name was John Barton, 55, hiding out in the utility room of a local bar. Apparently, Barton had been playing Santa for several weeks in the area, posing for pictures with local children, and got a bit carried away. Yeah, I'd say he got a bit freaking carried away. He apologized to the family, saying he got, quote, caught up in his role, and now he gets caught up in some banjos and some jail time.
Yes, indeed.
Dumb Santa.
Dumb Santa.
What's that saying you always say? Santa.
Don't trust Santa on a motorcycle.
There you go.
Remember
That should be on a greeting card.
I think it is.
Woody Overton, any final thoughts?
Just same as usual. Love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Please continue to like and share. Check out original Real Life Real Crime drops on Tuesdays, Bloody Angola on Thursdays, and just keep rocking it. Love all y'all.
It is a crime to walk out of a Southwest jet, so don't try that this weekend while you're flying. That guy will eventually get charged.
Unauthorized deplaning. That's my new favorite saying. And until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino.
Your host of Real Life Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Aglets.